Aggro players rejoice because we finally got the second Steel card, and it looks like Steel Ink is going to be our top ink of choice, and even comes with a Floodgate type effect. What's Floodgate, some of you may ask? Well, let's go through all the details right after this intro. Hi everyone, this is D-Summon from Mushu Report, where we cover all things Lorcana. I'm later than usual with this news video as I just got COVID yesterday, so I hope you understand. I'm feeling a bit better today, which is why I thought it's time to get started on this video. So the big news we got is the brand new card spoiler, Gantu Galactic Federation Captain. He's an 8-cost Steel Ink character with 6/6 stats and the Storyborn Alien Captain types. He has an under arrest ability which states characters with cost 2 or less can't challenge your characters, and he has 2 lore. So in more ways than one, there are quite a few things interesting about this card. This is the third alien card we got, all which are from Lilo and Stitch. In the movie, Captain Gantu is the captain of the Galactic Armada, who was tasked to capture Experiment 626, also known as Stitch. And similar to the movie, his ability is kinda a counter for Stitch. Stitch Rockstar Adoring Fans ability is to draw more cards whenever you play a 2-cost or lower character, while Gantu counters this by making all 2-cost or lower characters unable to challenge your characters.
With pleasure.
Such an ability is also known as a Floodgate ability, since it outright restricts a player from performing certain actions, and are generally hated by many TCG players, since it typically stifles deck building by outright stopping those decks from being able to play properly, and I personally am no fan of Floodgate cards as well. That said, I think this card is actually quite okay since it's an 8-cost card, meaning it is very late game. By the time there'll be already multiple answers to take out these big characters like Dragonfire and Maleficent. Furthermore, its stats are not that great, where though Hades is also 8-cost, it can potentially be summoned on turn 6 by his Shift 6 ability, and even that, Hades has slightly better 6-7 stats. So Gantu is getting much lower stats to compensate for his potentially really strong ability. In addition, you're required to play Steel Ink for your deck to have access to Gantu, meaning he can't be splashed into every deck out there. Each ink type being strong against another ink type and weak against other ink types is something everyone would expect, and Gantu outright shows that. By the way, if you found this discussion about Floodgates useful, a subscribe to the channel will be stupendous. Back to Steel. So this is the second Steel card review we finally got, where the additional text from the post also states Steel Glimmers rely on brute force to forge ahead, which seems to hint that Steel cards may have simpler effects that focuses on having higher stats to beat their way through. Well, this description is pretty true for Captain Hook, though it doesn't look too true for Gantu. That may explain why we never got another Steel card spoiler until today though. If their card effects are really simpler, then it might not be too useful for hyping up the Lorcana fans, since there'll be not too much to analyze in terms of terminology and abilities. That said though, it's still our second Steel card spoiler and also our second presumably legendary card review for the first chapter. By the way, he is number 178 out of the entire set, which also fits nicely into my The First Chapter card table if you want to check that out. And that's about it for my Gantu Galactic Federation Captain deep dive. And before I end off this video, if the Disney Lorcana folks are watching, I can't emphasize enough how grateful I am that the card spoiler image now shows the entire card, and we do not have to wonder any further about who the illustrator is or how many lore does the character have anymore. Even my wiki homepage looks that much cleaner. So thank you very much for making this change. And also thank you everyone for watching. This is D-Summon from Mushu Report, signing out.